Alright guys, name is Tyler aka Nanogenix, and today guys we have some brand new news on two brand new cards. We knew were coming to the game here on JP, but we didn't know anything about them. So the first one we're looking at is Caulifla. As you can see here, also I am on the Dokkan official page. So the actual official page beat the data miners this time. Maybe they're getting tired of that or what, I don't know, but this isn't a fit. We are on the official Dokkan Battle Twitter to look at these, so I'll put a link to the official Dokkan Battle Twitter account down in the description below. But this is what we're looking at today. So another thing we'll talk about in a second once we get to it, but you'll notice something new about these cards too. So here we go, let's hop in. The first one we're looking at, obviously my mug is kind of covering up a little bit of this card, nothing too much over here, but first one we're looking at is the Caulifla. Now, it is also worth noting both of these are super types. And Caulifla's leader skills, all types key +2, increase in attack, defense, and HP. 50% up. So that is not to just extreme types, it's not just to super types, but as you can see there, it is showing it for all types. Now, the cool thing about her, which we're gonna show in a second because we're gonna look at the super attacks as well. The cool thing here is that she also has a counter. So her super attack is Energy Blast, deals supreme damage, and increases defense by 30% for 1 turn. Passive is attack up by 70% and chance to counter the enemy attack. Also, I want to take just a moment to give a huge shout out to DeMayo over on the Dokkan subreddit, as well as a link to the official Twitter account, but a link to the Dokkan subreddit too will be down in the description below if you guys want to go check that post out as well. Her links here are going to be Saiyan Warrior Race, SSJ, Battlefield Diva, Universe 6 Warrior, Golden Warrior, and Ready for War, Prepare for Battle. So, pretty okay card. I think once we look at both of them, Kale is going to offer maybe a little bit more, but I think to talk about here, which we'll talk about in just for just a second, but look at this right here. What is this? I've already had people tweeting at me asking because we've known about these cards for about 15 minutes as of me filming this. What this appears to be, and make the most sense, would be the new categories filled and how these cards are going to have categories and you're going to build teams around categories. So clearly she has been assigned a category, and it does look like, as I said in my video a couple days ago, that we'll probably see where they'll have multiple categories so they can go into multiple teams. Hence, if you want a Super Saiyan category team and you're also on a fusion team, then probably something like Super Vegeta would be in a fusion team, but could also be in a Super Saiyan team too. That's basically the basic. I'm just using that as an example, but it does look like they will be able to have multiple categories. So there is Caulifla's card. She is AGL, she is super, and she is okay. I don't know how or if she will replace anything on a super AGL team, but it'll definitely be cool to try her out. Here is her super attack. Here's her actually countering a super, and then also a super attack as well. So Goku's gonna super, and what? You think? No! What is that? When I first watched that, I was like, what? They're probably introducing that to someone other than the SSJ4's freaking legit. So there's her counter, and now here's her actual super, and of course they're running her on a super AGL team, as you can see there. I do want to note something here, and that is that I feel like they are putting a lot more effort into these super attacks. We're seeing a more variety of super attacks. I mean, look at that. A nice, completely new shot off of the earth, and she's not even like a Dokkan Festival card, and they're still putting in that extra effort into that super attack. That is a nice touch, Bandai. That is a nice touch. So, moving on to Kale. Here we go. I think of the two, this is the one to really pay attention to here. And I've noticed a lot of people are definitely more hyped around Caulifla than they are Kale. Seems like as in characters. For some reason, that's what I've been seeing. But I will definitely say that I think here on Dokkan, she's looking maybe a little bit saucier than Caulifla is. Now, it is also worth noting, this is a super card, so this will go on your SSJ3 Physical Gotenks team or on your 70% lead LSSJ Broly, Physical Broly. So, she has her leader skill, Physical Type Key +2, 70% increase to attack, defense, and HP. So, she is almost a Broly lead in and of herself anyway, because she's not to super, she's not to extreme, just to phys types. She is increasing attack, defense, and HP by 50%, which is pretty legit. As well as we'll talk about. I don't want to get off track here. Let's just talk about this card for now. So, anyways, her super attack is Gigantic Impact, get this, deals immense damage. She actually has an immense damage modifier and increases defense 30% for one turn. Her passive is attack 100%, and she will do an additional attack and a high chance for it to be a super attack. So she is like cooler in the form of she's going to do an additional, and she has a high chance of that additional being an additional super attack, which you're going to take a look at in just a moment. So her links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Berserker, Battlefield Diva, Universe 6 Warrior, Saiyan Lineage, and Prepared for Battle as well. So another thing to notice here, she has no category. So that's kind of cool, is I assume as we probably they make more new categories in the game, we'll probably see them added to older cards. Because obviously if it's just moving forward, then categories wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So it'll most likely be a retroactive thing as they come up with new categories for cards in this game. We will see them being added to our older cards, just as how she's releasing literally here in like I think less than 12 hours. She will be available in the JP version of Dokkan Battle. We will probably see her added to a category in the near future. So the other, well, I keep wanting to talk about this, but let me go ahead. Let's look at her super attack real quick, and then we'll talk about what I've been wanting to talk about for a moment here. So you can clearly see her on what appears to actually be, especially with them running the SSJ2 Caulifla as the other lead. I would think they'll probably just have the Broly on there, like weirdly, to link up with her probably. Also, another thing, her super attack is different. I mean, it is definitely similar to Broly's, as it's supposed to be, but I don't know, I do feel like they still changed up the animation at least a little bit. That part right there is a little bit different, and then of course adding the hand there and showing the key orb kind of forming in the hand is a little bit different. But there we go, 2 super attacks, and let me just add, doing a solid amount of damage. Holy crap. Anyway, so the thing I've been wanting to talk about, but I keep cutting myself off. For one, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Just got to throw that out there. 2, if you're enjoying this video, consider a like button. But is when this banner drops, I can't remember exactly if it's 100% confirmed, but I assume this is going to be a GSSR banner at least one time. And what I'm assuming it's going to be is similar to how the Father-Son Gallic Gun Trunks and Father-Son Gallic Gun Vegeta were, where you're actually going to get one or the other. So not just GSSR with a bunch of different SSRs in it, but actually where you're going to either get Kale or Caulifla, which is awesome. Now, for me personally, as you can see, they're scrolling up high enough so you can't see I am on the official Dokkan Battle page. For me personally, I think I really want Kale more than Caulifla. I think Caulifla will be cool to run, and I'm assuming this category she has here is probably the Peachy Peachy girl, so she will fit into like a basically Battlefield Divas team. And I'm not really sure why they wouldn't do the same for Kale. That's kind of a weird thing to not include that on hers as well, but it is what it is. I'm sure we will find out soon enough. Anyways, though, for me, though, I don't really need anyone for my Super AGL team. I feel like my Super AGL team is perfectly fine. We just got Pan, which was the 40% to attack and defense support unit plus 3 key, and that team was already, I mean, there are a lot of good AGL units in this game. So I definitely want to try and get her. I definitely want to try and test her out on a team, but sitting here going to say that Caulifla is a new optimal AGL unit is kind of hard to say. But with Kale, though, having the guaranteed 2 attacks, and I'm thinking that's the case. Demayo over on Reddit was thinking that as well. I used my little Google Translate where you can hold your phone up and you can kind of like translate the image, and it looked like it was saying it was a guaranteed, but it's a high chance at an additional. So the fact that you're almost indefinitely going to always have 2 attacks going off, potential at it being a second super attack, her passive being attack 100% up, her having decent links, and being on a double SSJ Fizz Gotenks team, I feel like she is the better value from these 2 if you have that team. If not, though, and you're running an SSJ4 Vegeta team, then obviously Caulifla may offer the more value to you. But again, I'm hoping this is a GSSR banner. I'm hoping that this is you're getting one or the other, but I will probably summon until I have both. Just because, I mean, Caulifla and Kale are pretty awesome to have on this game, and I love the amount of effort that they are putting into non-Dokkan Fest cards. That is awesome. The one other thing I wanted to mention before we wrap up today's video is that I am curious to see if these guys will eventually get Dokkan Awakens, if they ever do a Universe 6 like Dokkan Festival, basically introduce maybe a OP hit or a Cabot or something of that nature, and we see this Kale and this Caulifla get a Dokkan Awakens. So as of right now, it doesn't look like they're going to have Dokkan Awakens. They'll just probably be pulled at SSRs, be able to be awakened with your normal metals into a UR, and will probably stay at the UR state, capped at level 100 for a while. But we could see them get Dokkan Awakens very, very soon as well, with some sort of Universe 6 Dokkan Festival. Anyways, guys, that is today's video. I wanted to talk to these. Literally, we just found out about these as of me wrapping up this video about 25 minutes ago. By the time this is live on YouTube, maybe 40 minutes ago. But either ways, guys, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe. And if you guys did enjoy this video, consider hitting the like button for some Universe 6 hype as well. Otherwise, guys, have a great, great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix here, signing off, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.